happen a couple times before. Problem is that Sonix also has a pretty good record against Gluto.
Yeah, it is true. And Sonix is never one to really lose the same matchup twice. I feel like once he loses to something, he goes right back in the lab, immediately goes back into like the hyperbolic time chamber and starts grinding against that specific matchup. It's like I can count more than just one hand how many times he's gone to Twitter and say like any Pikachu players, all you need to do is quick attack 5,000 times and T-jolt me from across the stage and you're good.
Yeah, it feels as though in this matchup in particular, like, Crepe has the advantage of having that curveball play style. Like, this is a player that, because these two haven't fought themselves, or haven't fought each other before, perhaps Crepe is going to be able to toss out a couple just interesting options. People forget that, like, Crepe was a very highly rated player in the EU before the Steve adaptation. Yes. Exactly. So this Wario is absolutely nothing to be underestimated. Certainly. And this is also a character that can be very, very expressive. You don't have to play, no two Warriors really do play the exact same.
Nope, everybody is unique, and this character does allow for a very unique play style as well. I'm always excited to see what Crepe is bringing to the table because, you know, we still haven't gotten to see him really shine in some of these places where it's like, I know that he has the potential to be one of these really, really strong players, but sometimes just a game 5, like something will slip, something will happen, and we haven't really gotten to see Crepe take some like really, really big wins. I want to see like Crepe like win a tournament at some point.
I desperately do too.
I mean, I think we saw one. I think we saw one in Europe, maybe a year or two back. I just can't remember which one. It might have been UFA. It might have been something else.
Really, it's the America transition that I want to see because Crepe Salee a couple times has had the difficult task of flying in, then immediately having to get to the grind. Like that's one of those where you get off the plane, you're jet lagged, you're tired. Okay, now go play SmashCon.
That's very true. That's very true. But I mean, Sonix I think has done the same thing, right? Like Sonix is a traveler, has gone everywhere. And so maybe having a lot of experience in dealing with those unique challenges that come with traveling all over is going to be really helpful here. But jet lag be damned, like no matter what, we're day 2 now, so we've got to show that we are here for a reason.
True, and at this point, too, with 1-1 as Crepe's record currently, this could go anywhere. Like, it looks as though Yeast is really having a tough time down there. You do not want to find yourself in loser's bracket particularly early. You do not want to find yourself in a spot where you are in a do-or-die position against some of the top seeds of this bracket. If you find yourself at 2-1, then the world is your oyster. But if you find yourself at 1 and 2, it's like, oh, now I've got to struggle again. Now my fate may not be in my own hands. Now I might get that really bad matchup choice. Yeah. This is such a stacked bracket that you cannot really deal with the fact that you're going to have to make that loser's run through the absolute gauntlet.
Yeah, and I mean, this is an invitational, which means that it is all a gauntlet. Yeah. You know, the pool stage is a gauntlet. If you get out of the pool stage, you're getting ready for gauntlet number 2. Even the LCQ, for those people who competed in the LCQ yesterday, that was a gauntlet too. That was a very, very long day for those players.
Oh, I mean, we were like 8 hours plus at the end of it. Yeah, it was miserable.
So it's just the nature of the beast, you know, and that's just kind of how it is. You know, when you have to play at the top level, you have to deal with these high pressure situations over and over and over, and it's like the adrenaline, and it's a test of endurance. It's a test of how much can you take, how much pressure can you handle. And some players break at the pressure, but these two players have been at those top levels. They've been in the situation time and time again, so there's no doubt that they're ready for it.
I mean, we already have the Wario icon there. I'm curious if they already did the character strike.
I was like, we're just assuming that it's Wario now. I'm just like, damn, I have no idea, but we're going for the RPS, and as long as like that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
you can do PS2.
PS2, yeah.
PS2,
that's how it goes.
You know what's up.
We don't need RPS to go to the neutral stage. The neutral stage.
Wow.
So yeah, between these two, like, what do you consider on this matchup if we were assuming the Wario too? What do you think about that between Wario and Sonic?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's tough because, I mean, I think Sonic is fundamentally a stronger character, is a more versatile character. And when I'm saying that, when we just talked about how versatile Wario is as a character, which is crazy. But at the same time, like, I think Steve would be a better choice, but that's just my personal opinion. I know that Sonic's probably would think that either one is fine, is a winning matchup for him or something like that. But regardless, I think that like the Wario might. I personally wouldn't pick it, but I mean, Crepe Salee, you know, who knows?
Yeah, I feel as though if if we're going back to the old main, I completely understand it. In addition, it may very well be that this is a character that you can really get a lead with early. Like, that can be a game changer in the matchup. If you get, say, if Sonix is playing defensively, which is not necessarily a guaranteed way to
not really,
matchup,
yeah.
but if he is, and you get that WAF and you get like an early WAF kill and you're at a crazy lead, then potentially the Wario can play defensively. But on the other side, if you don't, how do you catch this character? That's always been the problem. It feels as though whenever we see Gluto versus Sonix, if Sonix gets out to that big lead early on, it's just becomes so difficult for anything to happen in neutral. Wario is just really struggling to just box out against Sonix.
True, but I mean, Gluto finds a lot of successes in those preemptive hits, just finding his right timings. Gluto has like Ultra Instinct mode sometimes that he just goes into where he can just find the right opening. Are you joking?
I brought it up.
We're getting the R.O.B. We are going to get the R.O.B. So what do you know? Maybe this is indeed the true secret strategy. And I mean, Sonix, again, we've talked about it, has played this matchup too. So
yeah, I mean, Sonix definitely. You don't get to the top of the mountain without actually understanding the steps you need to get there. Yeah. So this is a matchup that Sonix understands and knows. But does he know Crepe Salee's R.O.B? Because I saw a little bit of this at Supernova and was very impressed.
Okay, well, a man of many characters, it seems. Crepe Salee, he's still going to be pulling out all the stops against Sonix, trying to be unpredictable, but being a big body like this, who is combo food.
Oh no,
just
the homing
make
attack.
Sonix feel a little bit too greedy, too comfortable, then goes for the homing attack. Friendship re-ended with homing attack. Now everything else is my best friend again.
Literally any other button is my best friend after that. We're just starting the set off with, surely it will aim back towards the edge and lead me to safety. No, to the depths with you.
Okay, well, Gyro gonna get picked up. Sonix finally picking it up right as it's about to stop. We still don't know if we're in a dream or not. It didn't actually fall down. The top didn't fall down yet, so we're not sure. We're leaving it on a cliffhanger. Thanks.
Thanks, Inception. Already also using just those tools like the spin dash landing hitboxes to just try to eliminate that top. Like, I understand exactly what Crepe is going for. You want to toss out anything to block Sonic's ability to approach you from full screen. But now back to neutral, or what passes for it in this matchup, as we kind of see Crepe Salee in the corner just saying, please come run at me. I really don't want to actually toss out an aggressive option and get whip punished.
Well, I mean, Sonix is doing the right things of dealing with the gyro and making it a non-issue as much as you can. The spring does create a little bit more of a delay, but again, it's R.O.B. R.O.B can totally do that as long as there's gas in the tank, but there's no way that you're going to get out of that one. An extremely fast burst option. Sonix rocketing off that ledge just to get that fair and finding his mark. Still, Crepe Salee getting a good up air. That's the chance time up air that Sonix is going to have to make sure to keep the eyes correctly 9 times out of 9.
The trip 2 or 3 times in a row, Sonix runs into the top. It's like, just please let me pick this dang item up.
It's so tough.
Every now and then that top is covered in grease and you just can't touch it for a solid 3.5 seconds.
But sometimes aggressive like dash shielding is a great way to get rid of it as well, because it will disappear on that shield. It's a nice way if you don't really want to use it against R.O.B. If you want to hang on to it now and use some of the special moves while you still have that in your hand, that's really good. It can take away that resource from Crepe Salee. It means that he has to go with some of the less ideal projectile options like the laser, but it doesn't matter because Sonix still got too greedy, still got too close to the fire, and Crepe Salee is able to take that up air. A great reversal, but it's like the get off me tools that we kind of expect from R.O.B. right now.
I was a little bit worried given how much damage Sonic was able to put on that first stock after losing his first to darkness. But now all of a sudden, like, Crepe Salee seizing that lead and just trying to actually get some kind of advantage state going. The problem really is, like, when you find yourself off stage, that feels like that is the X factor here. Sonic versus R.O.B. off stage, yeah, difficult to recover, to say the least.
Well, yeah, I mean, from the beginning, Sonix was kind of like put into a spot where he does not want to be, and that's like, I'm in a deficit. I don't have the lead. I'm not able to play my game, and unfortunately, he's been trying to claw his way back, but Crepe Salee has been recognizing that he doesn't have to approach. Sonix has to do all of the work here, and so Crepe Salee is waiting for the right whip punishes so far, but we're not going to be able to get that follow-up from Sonix. He misspaces the follow-up, and Crepe Salee is able to reintegrate back into the neutral, trying to reset as much as he can.
But only 44% so far on the stock. Great second factor, Crepe. This is looking a little bit better now as Crepe Salee full stage control has an edge guard. Opportunity goes to the side B and actually does manage to connect just the last couple of hitboxes. And the homing attack yet again. Thank God the magnet hands from Sonix. So I think if that was 2 for 2, we would have a couple things to talk about.
So privileged to be able to air dodge out of your up B. Don't take that for granted. That's an untechable spike right there, and Sonix went all the way down for that. Only 74% for extra credit. So Crepe Salee, that lead that he had just kind of given to him at the beginning of the game, starting to peter out.
actually using the spin dash to get underneath the laser and then extend this into so much damage. Up air, back air, and already 60% on Crepe Soleil. Sonix already looking to show that this is not just a defensive player. His aggression is so rarely talked about, but he is so good whenever he gets that first hit.
And every single time Sonix is getting caught by another one of these up airs, Crepe Soleil gets closer and closer to victory, but Sonix can do the exact same thing. The ladder combos are there, the juggles are there, and he can continue to shark with the best of them. He grabs that gyro, but wow, a really aggressive side special from Crepe Soleil. Didn't expect that at all, and as Sonix barely scrapes out alive from that one.
The lead may very well be gone here, but Crepe Soleil still looks like potentially firmly in control of this match, as Sonix just needs to actually get one kill setup here. Meanwhile, if Crepe Soleil gets a grab, this could very well be it if we get the up air afterwards. Instead, gets the forward air confirmed off of the gyro and jumps into the blast zone.
Doesn't matter. He didn't need the stock.
No.
He didn't need it after all.
I'm still mad that like 2 times, not just once, but 2 times, homing attack betrayed
Almost,
Sonix.
yeah. He almost died from the second time, too. If he had that, would have been a huge issue. So, obviously, Sonix gonna try to like shake that off. Had already been warm from playing in the previous set too, so it's not like a rust thing or anything. I think it's just Sonix just being prepared to use that homing attack or maybe miss inputs or something like that. Just got to be aware of it in the future. That's all you can do.
I mean, what a statement win though. Like you lose your first stock at 0 because the game decided not to function, and then you immediately just put the pedal to the metal in a spot where you're in a disadvantageous position against a player that was appropriately playing the matchup very cautiously. And it's like, yeah, still, I'm just that guy though. Like, I got this.
Yeah, no sweat, no sweat. All right, so with the R.O.B, I mean, doing a lot of good work. I mean, the SDS side, I felt like it still was a bit of an uphill battle. I mean, Crepe Soleil had the lead, but still with that lead advantage, with being able to not have to approach, was still getting caught by a lot of stuff, and I think that attributes itself to the combo food property that we talked about with R.O.B, how fast Sonic is just as a character, how many times he can follow back up, almost getting 3 fairs in a row. And I think the dismantling of the gyro gameplay has been really good for Sonic so far in this set.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that R.O.B has only ever won neutral air into side B away from claiming a stock, so you have to be very, very cautious in those positions, but really the problem has been that Crepe Soleil hasn't really been able to get too much to force Sonix into the corner. Like we're seeing this time and time again, you have one opportunity in neutral, and if you guess wrong, Sonix is now running all the way across the stage into punishing you as hard as possible.
Right, but I think what Crepe Soleil is not doing as much as some of the faster R.O.B aerials. Like, we can see that he is winning out in some of these air-to-air trades with some of those like things in the forward air. But like that's something that I think a player like Zamba really uses well. It's just like those other R.O.Bs who know how to mix up like the delayed options in the aerials with the fast options, the frame good options that can help out a lot.
I think you're out of gas. Like 2 or 3 times trying to play around that spring, it just did not work out. Crepe Soleil, a little bit of an unforced error right there, and Sonic is going to take that one all the way to the bank.
Sonix, I mean, doing a great job of creating those opportunities, putting the spring there time after time, and now we get a second chance to do it. The edge guard continues to occur, and even though Crepe Soleil, being a R.O.B, being on R.O.B, have the ability to hang out off stage and delay a little bit, Sonix is not going to let you get back for free.
Can we talk about how good spin dash has been against this this laser as well? 2 or 3 times now we've seen Sonic either be able to jump over the laser, go underneath the laser, or even use the invuln to start up spin dash. Does finally lose that stock to the neutral air as, yeah, eventually when you're at that high of a percentage, neutral air is actually fresh, it is a threat to kill.
Oh, yeah. The gyro. We didn't really get to do too much with it. I feel like, again, there it is. Finally getting something here, but Sonic's very good with his item play. I think he's played against some of the best item masters in the game, and against a lot of characters that use plenty of those items. So he's gotten good at using them himself.
Yeah, in this game, you really do need to have some kind of item game plan just with Z-drops and basic tech. Otherwise, you're just going to get eaten alive by these players that are able to exploit those options against you.
Wow!
What a confirm right there with Sonix. Actually getting the back air after the tech, that was stunning.
This time, I mean, I think the conditioning from the first game starts to win through. Sonix expects those techs, knows that Crepe Soleil has the ability to tech those and the wherewithal and the knowledge to do so, and is going to find a follow-up because there's not much that Crepe Soleil can do in that situation. You're stuck on the PS2 stage, so that's really rough, and Sonic's now starting to bear down with some of these bigger follow-ups, more aggressive options, especially off stage. Not a lot of characters can go out there and scrap with R.O.B out there, but Sonix is certainly one of them.
And also, it feels as though whenever Sonix has that gyro, the offensive potential of Crepe Soleil is really, really limited. Every now and then we're getting a laser or a neutral air, but as soon as that gyro is in Sonic's hands, it just, like, how does he actually open up Sonic?
Yeah. Ooh, okay, so fair beating out the R.O.B neutral air. This time, crepe salee gets a second chance. Enough, and then we get a really nice momentum canceling back air that pushes you forward and overtakes. Sonix now having to recognize some of these options, but just barely spacing outside. Good drift on that one horizontally from Sonix to get out of that one. And I think crepe salee is starting to tunnel vision a little bit on the side specials. I think it might be crazy, but Sonix is like, okay, that's fine. Gyro, okay. Oh, get around him? Yeah, there we go.
At first, you don't succeed. Just keep trying at different options. Finally saw it right there, getting around that gyro. But now, again, underneath the gyro toss and then immediately forcing crepe salee into shield. Gets the cross-up back air dodge has been used, so any aggressive hitbox will claim the stock here. But no, talk about aggressive hitbox. That up air underneath that little lip of PS2.
Okay, the parry into the down tilt. You can tell Sonix was looking for it, but the wrong side, and crepe salee capitalizes a good grab, and the up throw will take it off that platform. But 158, we've got full rage on R.O.B. That can be really a big issue, especially if we get one of those elusive side specials that we've been looking for. You get one good combo, but the shield is looking mighty small, but we do get the trip, and then the spot dodge does get Sonix out, but he's still forced back into the corner. He's having to inch back and cede control of the stage.
That was a perfect roll, though. Crepe salee was 100% overcommitting to covering either standard get up or jump. So rolling, getting away from those hitboxes is exactly what we needed, because now we're no longer just a Z drop away from death. Instead, we're just about out, gets a lingering neutral air into the forward air. Sonix continuing that edge trap prowess that we have seen so far throughout this weekend.
Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. So we're now 2-0 over crepe salee. I think the R.O.B is getting closer. We're going to last stock. We're going to make this competitive, and no SD this time. So that was more good work done on crepe salee's side. Even though we are still down 2-0, it's getting close. I feel like we might end up seeing crepe salee find the answers here. The adaptations are going to be crucial.
It feels as though the gap between these two players is certainly narrowing. Crepe has been just ever so slowly starting to piece together exactly what Sonic's game plan has been. It just is that a few of these interactions that Sonix has been able to come up with, from just going underneath those gyro tosses and those lasers to just jumping over and picking up those gyros so effectively, and then getting the Z drops with them. It's just wrinkles in the game plan that have been really, really difficult for Crepe to just download entirely.
It's true. R.O.B kind of relies on very consistent gameplay, and unfortunately, all these kind of small interactions and nuances will really throw a wrench in that game plan. It does stack up. It adds up a lot, and we're already seeing why. Like Sonix taking this to 93% in 20 seconds. He's already putting in a lot of work himself, but the get-up attack is just enough, and no tech on that platform means that Sonix is getting caught with so much here. 82% in an instant. Can't pick up that gyro yet again.
But now again, using the aggressive burst option to call out the laser, stuck in the corner though. Has to get the up B, but the back air doesn't connect.
Nice.
Great little tomahawk right there. Goes for the up air, and what a mash from Sonix too.
Good mash, but the frame trap from crepe salee was so good. A long-lasting active move like that up air will be able to find a lot of leverage in this one. And we're going to find it again. Even outside of the spring, I think crepe salee knows where Sonix is going to be drifting after one of those kind of willy-wonky, like instant up Bs into drift away. Sometimes it can give you the ability to disengage, but I think Sonix has gotten a little too greedy, and crepe salee knows it, so is expecting more aggression.
Also, the disadvantage offstage has gotten significantly better. We've seen crepe salee a couple times avoid those run-off forward airs that snuffed out a stock in the early games. Now homing attack again, full stage control for Sonix, trying to get something aggressive off stage, but what a gyro.
Yep, there it is.
This is the tech, the ceiling tech from that time.
No tech this time. Obviously, crepe salee, Sonix having these immense burst options is so unpredictable, and crepe salee is still getting caught off stage. This time, no tech, and that's a really crucial miss.
Every single time the crepe salee does a forward air and then waits and DIs in, he's looking for the double forward air or the neutral air into the side B. Sonix just has not fit whatsoever. Iron will defense in those disadvantageous positions. Speaking of disadvantageous positions, actually catching the gyro with a Z grab instantly. That was very nice little tech right there. Has full stage control, doing double Z drops to refresh the timer, gets the neutral air, but actually tosses the gyro forward instead of up.
Yeah, okay, unfortunate, but he had the idea. I think Sonix, all of that aside, like the rest of those interactions were so crisp, so pristine. He's not done yet. He's going to go for another deep edge guard. This time the tech is passed, and we do finally stay alive for just a little bit longer. 146, no, oh my god, there's no way. Sonix does not even let crepe salee have the chance to breathe.
Also the confidence to use the homing attack in the depths yet again. I mean, if I'm Sonix, I'm never hitting that button again, but there's a reason why I ain't hitting the 6 right now.
That's true. Okay, gotta watch out because the gyro floating down creates more opportunities. Sonix has that surprise tool that will help him later. just have to wait for something else. So we've stopped doing a little bit more of the spring. I think we know that Crepe Salee is looking for those aggressive up airs just below ledge to try to shark himself.
Nice little chance with the down air, and again, just walking forward to grab that gyro. Does eat a little bit of a laser for it. Cross up, and the Z drop with the gyro again to get a mix-up going. Going out of the offense when the gyro is available, as Crepe Salee certainly trying to set up something cheeky right there, just running up to the gyro while its hitbox is active and saying, you know you want to run forward, right? You know you want to get tripped by this so I can forward smash you.
It's true. But you know the vibes. Right now, we just got to wait. The gyro play is not going to be enough to break down the impenetrable wall that Sonix is putting up in the corner. Able to wait, and then as soon as the shield is done, the spear comes out.
Oh my god, all the way up to the top of the blast zone, Sonix saying, Crepe Salee, I don't care how high you recover. I am going to follow you to the depths to make sure that I secure the stocks I need to get this 3-0 victory.
The depths and the heights, it seems. Sonix with a 3-0 over Crepe Salee's R.O.B. was a little bit of a surprise to